Hello YouTube family, welcome back to our channel. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button while watching this video. So in this video, I'm teaching you how to make the typical Yoruba egusi soup. I started with washing my meat first about 3 times into a clean pot. Then I added my spices, that's maggi, salt, thyme and the likes. Then the next thing is you add water and allow to boil for about 30 minutes to soften the meat depending on the kind of meat you are using. Then you get your red oil ready, you get your onions cut and sliced, you get your locust beans that Yoruba call iru, then you get your maggi. I used 1 maggi because I don't like using too much maggi, and then your salt. Now this is the egusi already grounded with pepper and crayfish, this dry pepper that Yoruba call atagigun, and then I chopped my ugu leaf already. So the next thing is I'll be using the pot I used to boil the meat, and so I placed it on fire and I added my red oil. The quantity I know or I felt would be enough for the soup, depending on how red you want it. Then I added little amount of onions. You'll be adding this amount of onions just to make the oil nice, and then you add your iru, your locust beans, and then you allow to fry. You stir them into the oil and allow to fry for few seconds, after which you add your grounded egusi, crayfish and pepper. I told you 3, they are all grounded with the egusi. So yes, I mixed everything together into my oil and iru. I also allowed that to fry for some seconds. You can just allow them to steam together. Then you add water. Now, if the stock of the meat you use is much, you can use the stock of the meat, but I started with ordinary water because the stock of the meat I cooked wasn't much, so the water won't be enough. So that was why I added just ordinary water. I started with ordinary water. Then you leave to boil, and then you add more depending on how you just add little by little. You don't add all of a sudden, do you understand? You add little by little so that as the steams you can keep adding. Then I added my onions, the remaining onions from the initial one I poured into the oil. And the next thing I did was that I allowed it to boil also for some seconds, and then I added my maggi, my salt, and then I stirred together. So you make sure you stir together so that the maggi and salt can stir into the soup well. Then you cover and allow to boil for some minutes, I think about 3 minutes or so. Then I opened it and I stirred together. Now I'll be adding the stock of the meat, that's the water of the meat. I did not add it all the while because I said it won't be enough, like it was small, it was little. So here I am stirring together. So you stir together, and then you cover to boil for 2 minutes. Now look at the face of the egusi. That's changed and it's looking like fried eggs. Oh god. So the next thing is you add your meat or fish or whatever it is that you want to use. Stir them in and add more water. If you notice the soup is thick, you add more water. Here you add more water, and then you stir. You're stirring because you want the meat to go deep into the soup. So you stir and you leave to boil. Let it keep boiling. Yeah, you can boil it. You can allow it to boil for about 3 minutes, and then you add your vegetables. So this is ugu leaf, like I said initially. At first I was thinking the pot would be too small, but to my utmost surprise, the pot contained the soup. So yes, I am adding my ugu leaf Yeah, so this is me stirring everything in. You stir in the meat, the vegetables, the egusi. You stir everything together. Yeah, I had to stir and made everything settle in very well. Yeah. The next thing was I covered it to boil finally for about 3 minutes, and now food is ready. See the face of the egusi, so delicious. I turned off the fire and I just did my final stirring. Oh god. Yeah, and your egusi is ready. This is it. The face of the egusi looking so sumptuous. Yeah, so the next thing is to dish into your fine plate of soup and enjoy it with whatever swallow you want to take it with. I took it with fufu. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Bye.